Big trouble in Little China. Heat wave and historic drought threatens fragile Chinese economy. China is at risk after experiencing one of the worst droughts recorded in its history, which will cause problems for industries such as agriculture and many other aspects of life. In addition, many people have voiced their concern over what a sustained drought in China could mean for the world's second-largest economy. Hello and welcome to another video of Finance Sense, where we cover all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. The heat wave and drought significantly impacted arable land in China and have taken an enormous toll on people's livelihoods. So, how did China get into this mess? And what are they doing to remedy the situation? Stay tuned and we'll answer these questions. But before that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below if you enjoyed watching this video, and turn on the notification bell to keep posted. Now, without further ado, let's head on to the video. From 1990 to 2020, China experienced an economic boom on par with any first world country's economy. The nation's gross domestic product, or GDP, has grown by over 40 since the 1990s. That is $413 billion in the 1990s to about $20 trillion in 2020. The growth of China's economy, both in scope and rate, has been unparalleled throughout world history. However, ever since the beginning of COVID pandemic, China's soaring economic activity has taken a drastic turn. Sudden lockdowns because of COVID-19, the crisis in the real estate sector, and the recent summer heat wave and drought have crippled the country. Additionally, China experienced the worst heat wave, which historians claim is among the worst ever documented. The effects of the recent heat wave affected not just people's ability to make a living, but also the agricultural sector and the country's massive industrial sector. Similarly, dams in the nation are at dangerously low levels, which led major manufacturers like Toyota to close down as they lacked the water needed to continue operating. It got to the point where the government was forced to take drastic actions when the temperatures hit above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, such as outlawing the usage of air conditioning. Furthermore, China has gone to extreme measures to combat the heat wave and drought, including releasing tiny particles into the sky to deflect the sun's rays back into space and to induce artificial rains. The question now is, how did China get into this mess? And what are they doing to remedy the situation? Beginning in June, China was hit by a heat wave that lasted until August. It was the warmest June ever recorded, and the trend continued throughout the year. However, conditions did not get truly dire until July and August. Extreme drought has resulted in the implementation of draconian measures due to severe heat waves and the subsequent lack of rainfall in some regions. According to BBC News, China is experiencing one of the most severe droughts in over 50 years. Due to decreasing river levels, hydroelectric power plants struggle to meet the energy demand. Since then, power-saving measures have been implemented to mediate the situation. Stores are closing early, industries are on temporary closure, and the lights on Shanghai's famous waterfront are switched off. Since the drought began, hydroelectric power generation in the Sichuan province has also dropped from 80% to 50%, leaving the region's residents without nearly as much electricity as they're accustomed to. Even in Shanghai, there's a shortage of electricity from hydropower dams to power the factories that supply Toyota, Tesla, and other international corporations. Furthermore, because of electricity shortages and restrictions, the famous riverside of China's industrial and financial center was shut down. China places a high value on its international reputation. Therefore, taking such drastic measures demonstrates just how dire the situation has become. Livestock, such as chickens kept by poultry farmers, also suffered in the intense heat. Many places in China suffered greatly from the record-breaking heat and drought this summer. Experts on climate and Chinese government officials stated that the country might expect hotter and more frequent summers in the future. So, what caused China's energy infrastructure to deteriorate to this point? The fast economic expansion and subsequent energy infrastructure over the last 4 decades are crucial to understanding the question. The Chinese economy began to expand rapidly in 1978, and ever since it began trading with other nations, the economy has grown by more than 10% annually. In most countries, maintaining economic performance like China's would be unfathomable. In contrast, the United States' yearly growth rate has reached just over 3% in 10 to 20 years. However, China's rapid economic expansion warranted more energy as it is incredibly challenging to carry out such rapid fundamental changes to energy infrastructure. As a result, China resorted to using coal as it is the most inexpensive and accessible energy source, and as building power plants take years to complete and distribution lines needed to be upgraded to transmit electricity. Consequently, the use of coal in China quadrupled between 1970 and 1990, as per the research conducted at the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory in Berkeley, California. When China's economy was much smaller in the 1900s, coal was an excellent choice for powering the country's economic growth. However, air pollution got absurdly high as increasing numbers of coal companies were developed within urban cities. Moreover, the University of California, Berkeley, RAND Corporation, and University of Chicago researchers found that air pollution causes over 20% of fatalities and over 50% of GDP in lost productivity annually in China. Correspondingly, President Xi Jinping has deemed it the highest priority to address the country's environmental problems, and he sees renewable energy as a crucial component of the solution. The Chinese government has been shifting its focus to renewable energy sources to power the country's growing economy. Nearly 20% of China's electricity came from renewables, including wind, solar, and hydro. Water turbines are the primary source of energy generation in several regions of China, including Hubei province. For instance, the Yangtze River is home to 3 dams that generate more energy compared to any other facility around the globe. Meanwhile, even though hydroelectric electricity is more stable than those generated by solar or wind, dams can sometimes be damaged by extreme weather conditions in the event of a catastrophic drought. Furthermore, the dam's lower output necessitated China to revive several of its old coal-fired power plants in the province of Sichuan. For several weeks, they were compelled to run their largest coal power plant at maximum capacity. The need to keep the country's power plants running has driven coal usage in China 15% higher than usual. In addition, according to China's vice premier, the government would continue to advocate coal usage in the future to ensure a stable supply of electricity. However, China's agricultural sector was being decimated, and the country's reputation was being damaged, both of which had immediate adverse effects on the economy. Hence, they resorted to geoengineering, a controversial topic rarely discussed by authorities. To manufacture clouds and induce artificial rainfall, they launched rockets into the sky loaded with tiny particles of silver iodide. Specifically, tiny particles in the air released by the rockets will draw water vapor from the sky, condensing into droplets and developing into clouds, producing rain. China has extensively used artificial rain systems over the last 20 years. For example, to lessen the likelihood of rain during the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, organizers have resorted to artificial rain weeks prior to the competition. In addition, as another measure to lower pollution levels for official holidays, they've also produced artificial rain. However, cloud seeding has both short and long-term consequences. In cloud seeding, silver iodide is frequently used despite being hazardous to humans and animals. A condition known as argyria, wherein the skin gradually becomes a dark blue or gray, may be induced by this. On the other hand, China planned to invest billions of dollars to create new water infrastructure to withstand future unfavorable weather events such as this harsh summer climate. Dozens of large-scale projects totaling to approximately $250 billion have been given the green light by the Water Ministry. Infrastructure developments that China is about to undertake include reservoirs and river diversion systems. The goal is to reroute water from areas with an excess supply of it, such as the Tibetan highlands in the springtime, to regions experiencing water shortages. Some experts, however, argue that attempting to implement such a system-wide technical solution to mitigate weather disasters is not only unlikely to succeed, but also incredibly expensive and harmful to the natural ecosystem. However, China faces far more significant public health and economic problems than this summer heat. Public policies of zero tolerance for COVID have not changed, so metropolitan areas remain under lockdown. Additionally, recent quarters have seen a decrease in China's GDP due to a combination of factors, including the current real estate industry collapse. The Chinese GDP fell by 2.6% in the second period of 2022. Furthermore, disruptions induced by the COVID lockdown and, lately, the energy deficit brought on by severe droughts have kept economic output well below average. As a result, the Chinese State Council issued a stimulus package worth hundreds of billions of dollars and reduced interest rates several times to lessen the pressure. Large-scale construction projects are the primary recipients of the stimulus's funding, with billions of dollars set aside for initiatives that will guarantee sustainable energy sources. Despite all this, China's economy has remained one of the world's powerful economies. Although the Chinese bull run is unlikely to be derailed by this summer's heat and drought alone, the hardship faced by China this summer demonstrates that not even the most powerful economic superpowers are immune to adversities. Hi, we hope you liked watching this video and learned something important. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on our videos, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Finance Sense, helping you keep up with all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. Until next time!